How are you? I hope you're doing great. On today's video, I'm going to show you the tricks that I do when I do my makeup so that it looks like I know what I'm doing. So, first step is always face primer, because you know that not to prime is a crime. It's a law, you have to do it. And here I'm using the face primer from Crease. The name is Tentational, and it's fine. It's not really incredible, but it does its job. So remember that once you apply primer, you need to wait a couple minutes for it to work its best. Now I'm going to do something that I started doing with my project pan, which is that I apply my highlighter on my eyes, because I remember that my favorite cream for my eyes basically was a very normal eye moisturizer that had kind of sparkly particles, so I thought that this could help, and it does. So that's what I'm doing. I apply my highlighter all around my eyes and then blend it. Then I apply the rest of the stuff, and it kind of helps to make my eyes look brighter and my eye circles way lighter. So I really like that. But if you don't have as deep eye of the of your eye coloration, I would recommend avoiding this step. Now I'm applying my foundation, which I'm also using the new one from Catrice, the True Skin, and I apply it with my sponge, and I tap it in, and I keep tapping all over my face. This foundation works with a pump, so basically I apply one pump and blend it into my skin, because I don't want a very heavy coverage. I just want my skin to look all the same shade, and that's what I do. I blend a little bit down my neck, not because it's not my shade, but because of the finish of the foundation. I'm worried that it might look like a mask. And now we go to the eyes. First of all, I'm going to apply my concealer. I am using the famous Shape Tape from the brand Tarte, but if you don't have as deep of dark circles, you don't need such coverage. And this is the way that I apply it, like I saw on a video from I think it was James Welsh, who is the makeup artist. So I try to apply one spot of light in my inner corner and another one on my outer corner, and then blend it. But because I still can't see my dark circles, I keep blending and adding more product, which kind of diffuses the purpose of doing the technique. So remember that if you don't have as deep dark circles as me, it's best if you use less product, so that your skin looks more natural. In my case, because my dark circles are my biggest insecurity, I try to stay as light as possible, but I still overdo it. I know that I said that this makes it look like I know what I'm doing, which I do, but in this case, with the dark circles, it's about insecurities, and if you don't have them, please don't take your don't let my insecurities affect you. So something that you can take from my excessive blending in my dark circles is that you can always blend. Now I am applying eyeshadow primer. This one is the Milani one, which I'm not sure about. I'm using it because I bought it, but I'm still iffy about it. If you want me to give you a full review and my opinion about it, let me know in the comment section down below, because I have opinions. So now that I have my eyeshadow primer applied, what I do is I apply a lot of loose powder under my eyes, because I'm doing my Pandat palette and the eyeshadows that I use are really powdery. So I try so that the fallout from the eyeshadows falls on top of this powder, and then I can brush it off without ruining my makeup. The other way that you can do it is by doing your eye makeup first, and then once you have your eyes ready, you would clean your skin and then apply your primer and your foundation, so that you don't have to powder. Because I'm trying to finish it, I'm doing this, but I'll change. Now I'm going to apply beige eyeshadow all over my eyelid, everywhere I put my eyeshadow primer, in order to set my eyeshadow primer. And also I use it because my eyeshadow primer doesn't cover my dark circles. So basically I use beige eyeshadow to create a blank canvas for my eyeshadow, because if I don't, my dark circles, the color of my dark circles makes the eyeshadow colors change. So I prefer to have this extra step, so that the pigments in the eyeshadow show up like their own color and not mix with my own color. Now I am going to apply my inner corner and eyebrow highlighter, and the reason for this is that if you are not sure of how your makeup is going to turn out, uh, an easier way to do your makeup is starting with the lightest shades and then keep going to the darker ones. That way, if at any point the darker ones feel too dark, you can stop adding and blend them with the lighter ones. In my case, I apply a lot, way too much highlighter for the same reason that I was explaining before about the dark circles and my insecurities. So I try to bring as much light into my eyes as possible. So basically I do the inner corner and the brow bone, and I apply as much as I can. And that way, if anything feels way too dark, I just keep applying highlighter and make it lighter. But remember that makeup is not mandatory, so you don't have to do your makeup for anything, and any of the steps that I take are completely adaptable to your own style. If you see a step that you don't like, you don't have to do it. If you prefer to do one step before other, you can change it. And now I'm going to apply this brown top shade to my crease, which is the space between your eye and the brow bone. And I'm using a blending brush, a very soft blending brush. And what I do is I follow that space, the crease, and I do a little bit of a tail in the direction of the tail of my eyebrow, so that it gives the effect of a little bit of a line, a cat eye, without having to actually do the cat eye. It's very simple, and this part can be blended at any point if it feels too dark. Also, if you want, you can use this same shade with the same brush to line your underline and your under eye, no wait, the lower lash line. Sorry, I couldn't remember the name. You can use the exact same shade to that. Now with a darker brown, I'm going to do my outer corner, which is from the half of the eye to the outside. I'm using another fluffy brush, but this one has the shape of a tongue's cut, which gives me both precision and blending abilities. And what I do is I cover with the eyeshadow from the half of my eye outwards to the outside corner, and joined that color with the one on the crease. and that creates that effect of a cat eye without having to be an expert. As you can tell, I repeat the same process. I go from the tail of the crease towards the middle of the eye, and I try to keep both eyes as similar as possible, even though eyes are siblings, not twins, so they will never look perfectly identical. So, also here on the camera, it doesn't look as similar as it does in person because my lighting comes from the window, so I have one eye more illuminated than the other. This is another step that you can skip. I am using a paint pot from MAC to cover the inner half of my eye with it, so that it works as a glitter glue. If you don't have this product, you don't need it. I am panning it, so that's why I use it, but you can completely skip this step, or if you have a glitter glue and you like the effect of glitter glue, you can use it. So what I did is I applied my paint pot, and now I am going to apply a glittery shade eyeshadow in a bronze shade that will be emphasized by the base. But if you don't have this product, or if you don't have a glitter glue, you can do the same thing with a cat's tongue shaped brush, or even with your finger. You can get the glitter on your finger and apply it to your eye by tapping it. You don't need to have special tools or special products. And now I am grabbing the golden shade, and I'm going to apply it to the middle of my eyelid where my pupil would be, so that it gives a little bit more depth. It's not a big change, it just gives a little oomph to the look. And now I blend both glittery shades and the deeper shade on the outer corner, so that it looks seamlessly and it doesn't look like there's a line separating all the eyeshadows. I'm going to repeat the exact same process on the other eye. I'm applying my paint pot. Remember, you can use a paint pot if you have it, a glitter glue if you have it, or nothing if you don't have anything and you don't want to spend money on more makeup products. This is a skippable step. Now we are going to use again our cat tongues brush. We are placing our bronze shade in the inner part of our eye. We try to blend it into the darker shade, and once it looks the most similar, we go with the cat's tongue brush, and in the middle of our eyelid we apply the golden eyeshadow, and we blend them so that it looks the most similar. now that we are done with our eyelid, we are going to apply a brown eyeshadow, matte brown eyeshadow to our bottom lash line, and we use a very small brush with a tip like a pencil type of brush, and we apply from the outer corner towards the inner corner so that it looks deeper on the outer corner and lighter on the inner corner. That will help give depth to your eyes without closing them or making them look smaller. So if you have to apply more product, remember always start from the outer corner into the inner corner and blend a little bit just so that the top and the bottom mix. You can also use a different colored type of eyeshadow, like a coral, a green, whichever you like. And because I wasn't satisfied with the light being brought into my eyes, I applied more inner corner highlighter. This is another step that you can skip if you don't need it, but if you think that you could use a little bit more light in your eyes, this is another kind of trick to do that. But always remember to blend it. If you don't blend it, it looks weird. So yeah, I also reapplied my brow bone highlighter. This is completely unnecessary if you don't have as dark circles as me. I have this thing where I feel like I need to bring more and more light to my eyes, and as you can tell, I try to use very small brushes. My favorite type of brush for the eye are the cat's tongue type of brush, and my second favorite are the blending brushes. I think with we are starting to line our eyes. I'm using an angled brush with very tight hairs, and with my matte black eyeshadow I will line my lash line and try to get it as deep as possible. If you don't want to use a liquid liner or a gel liner or anything like that, you can use this as your liner. You just need to you can keep it like that. You can also do what I do, which is I line the bottom lash line, just the outer corner, and I give it a little tail. With this, it's already good enough. You could keep it like that and be done. In my case, I'm going to use to also add a liquid liner, but it's as a step that you can skip if you want to just use your matte black eyeshadows. And if any of this seems hard to you and you don't know, and you think that for some reason that I'm talented or something, remember that I'm not. I am pretty bad at makeup. All this stuff I've learned from watching other people, and most importantly, practicing. Don't be scared about practicing and trying new things with makeup. When it's makeup, the worst thing that could happen is that you don't like it and you wash your face. Now I'm going to blend finally my brow bone highlighter, which basically I blend it with the same shade that I put in my crease. What I do is I push the highlighter down and then the crease color up so that it looks mixed, let's say like that. And basically what I do is, the way I blend is I imagine that I'm trying to erase what I did with a brush. So the same thing is going to happen with the lower lash line. I will start blending from the bottom up, and as if I was trying to erase that small black thing. And as you can tell, it basically diffuses and it looks more put together. And as you can see, without any eyeliner, the matte black eyeshadow already works as a liner, so you don't need to do another one. And this is how I do my eyebrows. I will grab an angled brush with very soft hairs. I fill it up with a brown eyeshadow that looks really close to my natural hair color, and I fill them in. I don't do pencils, I don't do any other products, just because I think the brows, even though they are important, are the most boring part of my makeup. So because I don't want to spend time doing all that stuff on my eyebrows, this is all I do. I start from the middle backwards, and then I go from the tail, getting closer and closer to the middle of my forehead, so that it looks darker on the outside and a little bit lighter on the inside, but they are blended. And that's all I do for eyebrows. Now now I'm going to line my waterline, and if you are following my project pan, it might be surprising that I'm using a black eyeliner. Yes, spoiler alert. And here's the thing, I used to use a white eyeliner because it brings light to the eyes, and that is what I like. But I finished it, and I had this black eyeliner at home, and I'm deciding to use it. So if you have the opportunity to buy one, let me tell you that basically the waterline, if lined with a white liner, makes your eyes look bigger, and if you line them with black eyeliner, it makes your eyes look deeper. Not deeper in your eye socket, but it makes your eyes pop. So I think that is a taste thing. I personally prefer white liner. And now, what I was telling you, I'm using a fluffy big brush to take all the powder out of my face with all the fallout from the eyeshadows. and making sure that my makeup stays clean. Now I'm going to apply all the powder products to my face. Well, first I'm going to apply highlighter to the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, the middle of my forehead, both my eyebrows, top lip, bottom lip, and my cheekbones. Sorry, I couldn't remember the name. So I really enjoy highlighter, as you can tell, and I love shining like a disco ball. Let's be honest. But this is my own taste. If you don't like highlighter, you don't have to use it. If you like highlighter but not shining bright like a diamond, that is whatever your taste prefers. If you prefer a more subtle highlighter, that's great. If you like shining like me, go ahead and shine bright like a diamond, because that's exactly what I say to myself every time I do my makeup. And now I apply my bronzer a little bit on my forehead, and then I apply it to my cheeks, and the way I do it is creating the shape of a smile. Basically, I really like when people smile and their apples of their cheeks look bigger, and I don't know, that's the type of smile that I like, and I like recreating it myself. And then I use what is left around my mouth in order to blend it, because if I don't, it looks way too dark around my mouth, and then it looks way too dark on my face, and then around my mouth looks way too light. Now I'm going to apply blush. Blush is another thing that I love, so I apply way too much blush. Most people don't like that much blush, but I will be honest, I love it. Basically, I love looking like Heidi from the anime. So I do both my cheeks. I go up a little bit to my forehead, as you can tell, and then the middle of my nose, so I look blushed. I know it's way too much, but I love it. Once all the powders are applied, I line my eyes with liquid liner. But remember what I said, liquid liner is unnecessary. This is just because I'm panning it and because I like the way it looks. But it's not a necessary step. If I had stayed just the way I was without the liner, it would have looked great too. So, and the way I do liquid liner is I start from the middle outwards, and then I fill in the inner part. That way I make sure that it's thinner the closer it gets to the inner corner. And if you are using a more liquid, I mean a liquid liner that is more liquidy, I know it sounds weird, but if you start closer to the inner corner, you might get the the liquid falling inside your eye, and that's really painful, so be careful with liquid liner. As you can tell, very simple line. And while I wait for my liquid liner to dry, I line my lips. I am using this lip liner that I'm still panning, and the lipstick that I'm using is a liquid lipstick from NYX. It's a nude shade, and I wanted to share with you that this nude shade changes with each lip liner that I use. So if you would like to have a smaller makeup sash, you could have one liquid lipstick in a nude shade and have a couple different lip liners in the shades that you like, and you can just line your lips and cover them with the lip liner and apply the liquid lipstick, the nude liquid lipstick, as you're seeing right now. And basically the color completely, both colors mix and they create a different color, which I thought it was pretty nice because I have other lip liners that I want to finish, and I think I can do it with this lipstick. And once everything is ready, I apply my mascara. I'm using the Lash Princess from Essence. Well, and what I do is basically I apply it from the roots to the tips, and I do the zigzag motion so that they get completely covered. I start on one eye and that is basically how I do my makeup in order to make it look like I know what I'm doing when I'm actually just guessing. I hope this was helpful. If you try any of my tricks, let me know in the comment section down below if they worked or not, or what do you think. And well, I know professional makeup artists are not fond of using mascara on your bottom lash line, but I have pretty long lashes in my bottom lash line, so I like to bring attention to them because I think that it gives me a cute look. So that's what I do. That's absolutely my own taste. So if you don't like it, you don't have to do it. And now you have the finished look. I hope you liked it. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. If you have any doubts, critiques, questions, or anything you want to say, let me know in the comment section down below or through my social media. You have it on the screen or in the info box down below. Thank you for watching and see you next time.